What is up, everybody? It's Vicious here with my good friend Anubis, and we're definitely going to be talking about some Starfield today. I'm pretty sure that's what I'm going to name this video, and you're going to be watching a loop if I'm uploading it. I don't know what footage he's going to upload with it, but yeah. So Starfield, we're going to talk about how we feel about it. I'm going to let Anubis go first since he's the hype man and all that stuff. So you go first, my friend. Floor is yours.
Hey, uh,
Ooh.
man. Now I feel bad because not
What?
Twitter. Twitter is a toxic place, everybody. Not that you guys don't know that already. I'm just really new to it, so. But here we go. Let's get on topic. I am impressed with Starfield. It looks like, not in a bad way, every other Bethesda game. They're not known for like hyper realism. They've got bugs and stuff. Not all of their games are 60 FPS when they first drop. So getting to see anything, you know, on it, I'm happy with it. We have at most a year before it drops. That means, they've got at most a year to polish it up. Um, we don't know where it's at in its dev cycle. And that goes for everything that was on the show. Everything could be done, and they're just taking a year or however long to, just like I said, to polish it up. But uh, just gonna get right into it. The whole comparison with No Man's Sky. Not to say that I don't see where everyone is coming from with it. Um, but my whole thing has been over these past couple of days. If you want to like really compare it to a game, I think it would be more accurate to compare it to Destiny.
Yeah. Okay. Is that basically where you want to um, leave off on that?
Pretty much. I mean, again, I think it looks great. There are some things obviously that can be addressed. We can get into that, but as far as I'm concerned right now, that's not where I'm going with it.
Okay. Um. Well. I'm actually pulling up a video from a dude called Game V for now, because it's actually he actually made a comparison. He or she made a comparison for like Starfield and No Man's Sky, and like similar visuals. Um, I gotta say, I No Man's Sky has like a lot of like controversy surrounding it. Like, it wasn't this like a funded project. It was a project that was funded by like just consumers, if I'm not mistaken. If not, I think the people were just like outright lied to. Um, they were told that this world will have like a quintillion planets or something crazy like that, and
I
there would
think
be.
it's just like and I don't mean to cut you off, but I think it's just like ever generating. Like you're never going to be able to explore everything because it's just constantly generating new stuff.
Yeah.
But old news, I don't. I think that's one of the reasons for controversy. Either they did or they didn't deliver on that.
Well, yeah, they sort of like. All right, so I remember following this quite a bit when it was like really new. Yeah, they had a lot of worlds, but they weren't that diverse, and they didn't have that many like crazy like life forms and things like that. But um, the only reason I mentioned that is because I was telling you earlier that Starfield, one of the big things that they had mentioned was, oh, there's 1,000 planets you can visit. And I had seen some recourse on Twitter as well, not relating it to No Man's Sky, but just saying, hey, I don't know if I necessarily want to play this game if it's going to be this barren, which people have gone on record saying that there are some barren places still in No Man's Sky. It's a lot better and, more like a game now. But, hell, and people will see it as they're watching this video. I'm uploading, at least. They're not that dissimilar from one another. As a matter of fact, when I'm watching this, like I'm seeing this guy shoot a gun, and I don't see like a weird like white weapon trail, which was like one of the things I was looking at in Starfield. Like Starfield looks like it's an alpha, and I don't know like how far along it is. I think it's a 2023 release. Did they say?
Um, I think it is. All I remember is that everything that they showed at the showcase is due out within the year. Being, you know, yesterday or the day before when the showcase was until this time next year.
Okay. Well, and I mean, see, I really wish you had. I don't know if you had seen like the side by side comparison from Game V. Like, I know you've seen a comparison from IGN, but like
Yeah.
the side by side comparison that I'm looking at right now, for instance, like I just see a lot more color and things are just like more interesting to me on No Man's Sky end, which I don't really care for either one of them that much, but it's just crazy like looking at this, and I feel like there are so many developers that had a chance to like work on Starfield, and I don't know how early it is, like I said, but I think that being compared to No Man's Sky is actually like a good thing if that's what's extrapolated out of the gameplay we've seen so far. I think that's like actually a compliment, you know.
Right.
I don't know if it's necessarily like you gave it the comparison to Destiny, but when I look at Destiny, and I only played Destiny 1, Destiny 1 only had 4 planets, and I don't think it like was reaching for like the same thing that this game is reaching for, Starfield, and I feel like No Man's Sky is like more within that vein, minus the combat, which I didn't realize like combat in No Man's Sky was like
The thing,
a bigger thing than what it is.
I've not seen like any combat in from like any gameplay of that game ever.
Yeah, I mean,
Like I know that they have like spaceship combat or whatever, I think, but I've not even seen like that from the game. As far as I know, it's like strictly exploring and
mhm.
like it's almost like a resource management game.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, I had this in 480. I thought it was just sorry guys. My TV is large, so like when I have something in 1080 60 playing on YouTube, full screen, it looks really weird because of the settings on my TV. Sorry about that, but hell, I even go back just so you don't have like a bad impression of Starfield. So yeah, I didn't know much about the combat until I like I looked into this more. Like I knew there was combat, but seeing the combat for like what it is, like it doesn't look terrible. And like actually watching like some of the spaceship gameplay, I think it looks good. It looks colorful. It looks dynamic. The presentation is pretty good. Now I don't want Starfield to fail, but I'm just saying like for its first showing, I don't think that that was like the best thing that they could have shown. You know, like.
Uh Man, I agree and I disagree there. I think out of everything that they did show, I think probably man, I don't know because there is some really good stuff, but at the same time, like they didn't show a lot of things that I wanted to see.
Mm,
And on that note, they focused on things that were coming out within the next 365 days.
mm,
So that doesn't mean that the games that I wanted to see aren't coming. It just means that they're not coming within that time period.
got
Um, and maybe the show that they're doing today, well, they said no new information. I don't know, man. It's rough. But um, to get back on the what you were saying, I think it was a pretty good showing. Again, Bethesda's never been. I don't want to say they've never been good, but they're not known for you know like The Last of Us is like hyper real. Um, Sony's games are cinematic. There's no argument there. That and it doesn't make them bad games, but there's more cinematic in nature than Xbox games are. And Bethesda in general has never focused on cinematic gameplay anyway. Not that I know of. And we talked about this yesterday. When I hear the name Bethesda, my brain immediately goes to Fallout and Skyrim, and that's really nobody's fault but theirs. But I don't think of those games, or I don't enjoy those games particularly for being playable in 4K 60 or 120, at launch. And I
Hmm.
don't think anybody does. Uh, I think that's just something people just they wanted to pick about, and it definitely got to me. Again, like I said, I'm new to Twitter. Um, it's something that I'm trying to get better at using. So again, I'll try and get better at that. But to say, that in my opinion, to say that Starfield is like a worser looking No Man's Sky, in my opinion, I just don't see it. And again, I think it's more accurate to compare it to something like Destiny because, as we were talking about earlier before we actually started recording this, um, I would say that No Man's Sky is like one side of Destiny. They went more with exploration, whereas Anthem went more the side of combat. There's plenty of exploration in that game as well, but it's definitely more combat than it is exploration. That's my opinion, and I think, or No Man's Sky. I think that Starfield is a good combination of both. I would compare it definitely more to Destiny than anything. It's got the space exploration, it's got the combat, it's got the loot and the loot tiers. I mean, it's better Destiny. It's what Destiny, I think, is what everybody wanted Destiny to be.
Yeah. Well, um, and you're speaking about Anthem in that regard, right? I'm sorry.
No, that was for Starfield. Anthem, I think, for what it was supposed to be, I think Anthem was damn near perfect. I mean, it's still people are still playing it. Like I was looking for footage or whatever just a little bit ago, and people are still playing it, making 4K 60 videos for it for PS5 and Series X.
Well,
So,
I don't know if I'd say it's perfect. I definitely like the game, but
oh,
um,
it's not perfect for sure, but I mean, like it's near perfect. I think that's
in
my opinion on
in
it. But
concept, right? In concept, that's
yeah,
what.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I get you there. Um. So, gosh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to address some of the stuff you had said. Um. So I don't. I don't want to like compare Starfield to Destiny personally because after like No Man's Sky, like they're really, really, really similar concepts. Like I feel like the similarities between No Man's Sky and Starfield is closer than Destiny and Starfield. Now, will there be like multiple like different tiers of weapons? Of course, it's a Bethesda game, but um, also when it comes to Bethesda not necessarily like making good looking games. Like I think that you can make a game look good and it be specifically just an art style type situation. Like I don't think No Man's Sky technologically is like the most highest fidelity crispest looking game while looking at it on a screen, but I do like the presentation, the colors and things. And Starfield looks like it does have some pretty like decent textures on some parts of it. At least like the part I had just passed on the video, like I seen a statue like it looked like they were in some sort of like office or like some place of importance. And the statue didn't look too bad, but if we go back to that like whole area, that first area that we had seen with like all the rocks and stuff, and it's like, oh my goodness, like this moon doesn't look that great, and you know, I think it'd be a different story if this was like in the PS3, even PS4 era, but like this being out on the Xbox Series X, I think it I don't know. It looks kind of odd, you know, because when's the last time we've seen a game with textures on the ground that were like so muddled like that, you know? And the guns shooting like this little white stream. And I don't know if it's just supposed to be a laser or if it's just like they don't know how to do smoke, you know? I think that they could have like put this in the oven a little bit longer. You know, it's kind of like Sonic Frontiers. Like the gameplay they showed us was like alpha, and then like now I'm seeing that the gameplay that they have is like beta shit. You know, I just think it could have used a little bit more time in the oven overall. I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Well, and then again, like I said, it's coming out within the next year, so it's not like they're not gonna go back and touch things up.
Mm.
But man, you said PS3, that kind of made me sad. I don't think it looks anywhere near that bad, but that's
If if you go to like the shot where like they walk outside and they're on the moon, and you like take a pause shot of it, I think it looks like a PS3 game. I think like if I were to like have Skyrim situated right next to it, I'd be like these two games definitely share ancestry, and I don't think that they're too far apart. Like I'd be like this must be a PS4 game and this is a PS3 game. Like if we're talking about like rocky areas or something along those lines. But that's just me. Like maybe I'm
right.
crazy. Um, but yeah, Starfield. Yeah, you're really this is your number one, huh? When are you gonna get a Series X?
Whenever God allows it. Not that Starfield is my number one. It's in my top five. I am actually making like a list. I'm going through and I'm watching all the um games that are being shown off and announced or whatever.
Mm.
It's not my number one. It's like I said, it's up there, but number one, nah, nah. It's number one the things that have been shown off, and I mean there are other games that are coming out before the end of next year that I would like to see more of over Starfall or Starfield.
Hmm. Man, and overall, you're like really happy with that showing.
Yeah, I
Yep.
mean, and people are goalpost moving and whatnot. People wanted to see more gameplay trailers instead of cinematic trailers from them, and that's what they got, and they're not happy about it.
Hmm.
Whatever. I'm happy with what we got. They showed off a bunch of stuff that's coming out this year. They showed off a bunch of stuff that's coming out next year. Only one of the games that they showed didn't have a gameplay trailer, which was Ark, which I mean, I don't care about. There are people who do, but I don't care about Ark, so that didn't hurt me at all.
Yeah.
But I mean, they had a good showing, and I don't care who you are. It was probably one of their better showings that they've had in a long time, and anybody will say that.
I mean, I'll agree to that, but also, like I said, I think it was just okay. Yeah.
And see, I mean, that's fine. I mean, and you're mainly Sony anyway, which is again fine. But
Well, I can own most of those games. But all that stuff's coming
and
out for
and
PC.
is that as well? Yes.
Yeah.
It just depends. It all comes down to personal preference and not being an asswipe. At the end, like that's all it comes down to at the end of the day. You can criticize the show, and have like regular criticisms, but people are trying to petition Kojima. They want his Xbox game canceled simply because he's not working with Sony. And
Mm.
it's not even that he's not working with Sony ever again. He's just making a game for Microsoft, and people are shitting their pants about it.
Yeah. I don't pay attention to those people. I mean, I wonder how many people said something similar when they found out that he was making Death Stranding, or like how many people called Death Stranding mid without because they didn't have a PlayStation. Like it's
Yeah,
just something that happens.
right.
And
But the thing about that is though it happens a lot,
yeah.
and again, being new to Twitter, it got to me. It got to me a little more than I care to admit. But I mean,
Some of
I'm
this,
better now.
some of that stuff, I just have to like buckle down and just be like, fuck, man, I'm just gonna go ahead and like, you know, not look at this shit. I'm gonna say I'm not interested in this tweet because some stuff comes across that nobody I'm following is following, and it's like, okay, they're just showing me this because it follows a topic that I
The
like. Like,
algorithm.
yeah, I like DNF Duel. Somebody's gonna say, somebody's gonna have like a post shitting on DNF Duel, and I kind of want to halfway say something, but then I just don't. I'm like, man, those people are fucking idiots.
That was
Like, and
part
they
of
can
my
like what they
problem.
like, but I just, think they're fucking idiots. The way some people approach some things,
Right.
can be a little, what's a good word for it? Is it vitriolic? Is that a word?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just fucking very, very, very toxic. Um,
Yeah. And I think that's part of my problem too, because again, being new to Twitter, like I don't follow very many people, and not very many people follow me. I don't know if I have any kind of a following actually. I haven't looked. If you do follow me, thanks. If you don't, do it if you feel like it. I don't really care either way. If I'm being honest with you, but back to the whole algorithm thing. Like when the show first started, and as it was going on, like it was just a bunch of tweets for me. How everybody pretty much loved everything that was being shown, and then after the show, it's just been hate, 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 and it's like, yo, what happened? But
well,
again, it's just part of me being new to the system, I guess. So
well, like I showed you, or like yeah, I did show you that video me and Hans did. Like some of them comments were kind of funny, like the ones talking about Minecraft, where they they
oh
call
yeah, and
mid
there's
craft.
right, and and some of that stuff, it is funny. It and it's funnier when you realize, sometimes they're serious about it,
Yeah,
but yeah, it's just I don't know. You get to some of the more serious criticisms, I guess we'll call it, and it's just like, like you said, it's like, goddamn, dude, it's draining.
yeah. I think I think the showcase was better than the like previous couple of days though. Um, the previous couple of days just weren't really anything for me.
Yeah,
I did like the state of play, but like after that, it like slowed down. Like
yeah,
a lot of stuff I thought was going to happen didn't happen, and I just sort of checked out.
yeah. Because I got to tell you, that whole Summer Game Fest, summer, whatever the fuck, that showing, what was it, Sunday? That was trash. Absolutely trash. To me, I hated it. uh, hopefully, rumors are true. Sony does another state of play. If they don't, I'll be okay. I wanted more from the one that they did, but
Mm,
it wasn't bad.
mm.
Um, hopefully, Nintendo has a good whatever they do, if they do anything. Good lord. Uh, Final Fantasy VII remake is doing a thing here in a couple of days. That's gonna be good to me no matter what. It's gonna be remake focused, so we're getting news on it.
Right.
We might get like a release date or even a shadow release of Infinite Crisis, which I would love to have a shadow release of that. But even if we get, like I said, just a release date, that'll be nice.
Mm.
Um, is there anything else that their PC game show was yesterday? I believe Capcom did their really sad showing yesterday. Um,
Yeah, they
sad
could
to
have did
me.
better.
I mean, Monster Hunter is a big franchise. People love it. Resident Evil is a big franchise. People love it. I don't remember what else they showed, but none of that was for me as far as I'm concerned. So I think they could have done better. They didn't. Oh well.
they showed
Moving on.
that Exo Primal game.
Yeah, and all that did was make me miss Anthem. So
Yeah,
I mean, like I am interested in that game, but I'd rather play Anthem if I'm being 100% honest with you.
yeah. I mean, I was thinking about it because it's a co-op game, but after I watched the gameplay, I was like, I'm not exactly into like what's being shown.
Right. It it's the dinosaurs for me. I don't like they wanted it to be cool, so they threw in dinosaurs and it didn't work. I don't know. It just no thanks. Thanks, but no thanks.
I mean, they could have did Dino Crisis. That probably would have been a smarter
Yeah,
idea.
exactly. If they would have done Dino Crisis, even if it was just like a remake, it doesn't even have to be like a new entry. If they would have done Dino Crisis, that would have been a smarter move than Exo Primal.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I think that's all we got, right? I mean, was there anything else you wanted to talk about, or?
No, that's it for me. Yeah, that's it. I was trying to think of something, but nope, I'm out.
All right, well, and I'm out for right now too. So I guess we'll catch you guys on the flip side. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you want more content like this, you know what to do. Like, comment, sub, hit the notification bell, and we'll be back with some more content.
Yep.
Later.